If you make $70,000 a year in Milwaukee, you can buy a house right now. Not in 2 years, not when rates drop, but right now. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. What's up, guys? I'm John Rosick. I'm a real estate agent here in Milwaukee and Waukesha County, and I get some version of this question almost every week. John, do I even make enough to buy a home right now? And most of the time, the answer surprises people. So today I'm going to break it down by household income. 3 different brackets: $55,000, $75,000, and $100,000. I'm going to break down a real home that sold recently in the Milwaukee area at each of these price points, what the actual monthly payment looks like, and what it costs to get into it. No fluff, just real numbers. And just a heads up, I'm using a 6.5% interest rate, which is right where the market is sitting right now in Wisconsin. And I'm assuming 3% down, which is the minimum for a conventional loan and the most realistic starting point for a first-time buyer. I'll talk more about down payment assistance in a minute because there are options here that a lot of people don't know about. The first bracket, $55,000 household income. That might be one person working full-time. It might be 2 people both working part-time. Either way, here's what that actually gets you in Milwaukee right now. This is a real example. A brick ranch on the north side of Milwaukee. It sold for $180,000. 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, just over 1,200 square feet. Updated flooring, fresh paint, brand new furnace and water heater, remodeled half bath, all done in the last year. Fenced yard, garage, partially finished basement with room to expand. It was on the market for 2 days. Now let's talk numbers. At $180,000 with 3% down, your down payment is $5,400. Your loan amount is $174,600, and at 6.5%, your principal and interest payment is right around $1,104 per month. Add taxes and insurance, you're probably looking at around $1,350 to $1,400 all in. So if you're making $55,000 a year, that's roughly $4,583 a month in gross income. Most lenders want your total housing payment to stay around 28 to 30% of your gross income. So $1,400 is right at 30%. You're in the conversation. Is it going to be tight? Yes. Are there programs that can help? Also yes. That's exactly why I send buyers to people like Greg Heel at Voyage or Ethan Brooks at Fairway, because they'll run your actual numbers for free, tell you what you qualify for, and let you know if there's down payment assistance available through RETA that could put money back in your pocket at closing. That conversation costs you nothing, and it might change everything. The second bracket, $75,000 household income. This is where things start to open up, and this is honestly where I see a lot of buyers underestimate themselves. Take this Cape Cod in West Allis, for instance. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,278 square feet, corner lot, 2.5 car garage, updated electrical, newer windows and doors, no basement, which honestly some people love because there's 0 basement maintenance. It sold for $250,000 and it had multiple offers. 3 days on the market. At $250,000 with 3% down, you're putting $7,500 down. Loan amount is $242,500. Principal and interest at 6.5% is around $1,533 per month. All in with taxes and insurance, you're probably looking at about $1,800 to $1,850 a month. So at $75,000 a year, you're bringing home about $6,250 gross per month. $1,850 is right around 30%. That's comfortable. And now you're in West Allis, a walkable neighborhood, close to the zoo, the state fair, easy highway access. That's a real life in a real suburb for a $75,000 household. The third bracket, $100,000 household income. Now, if you're here, you might be shocked at what's actually available to you. Take this home in Greenfield, a 3-bedroom brick ranch with 2 full baths, 1,150 square feet on the main level with a finished lower level. So you've got a 4th bedroom option, a full bath downstairs, and a big unfinished space ready to become whatever you want. Screened porch, 1/3 of an acre, 2.5 car garage, new roof, electric fireplace, and Greenfield schools. This house sold for $330,000. Listed on a Thursday, under contract by Monday, 4 days on market. At $330,000 with 3% down, you're putting $9,900 down. Loan amount is $320,100. Principal and interest at 6.5% is roughly $2,024 per month. All in, you're probably in the $2,400 to $2,500 range, depending on taxes and insurance. At $100,000 a year, that's about $8,333 per month gross. $2,500 is 30%, and you're in Greenfield. Established suburb, great schools, close to everything. That's not a starter home. That's a real home in a real community. Here's what I want you to take away from this. The biggest thing holding most buyers back isn't their income. It's the assumption that they can't do it. They look at home prices, they look at interest rates, and they convince themselves that the math doesn't work without ever actually running the math. The 3 homes I just showed you, all sold in 4 days or less. All 3 of them. That means that real buyers at real income levels are out here buying homes in Milwaukee right now. They didn't wait for rates to drop. They didn't wait until they had 20% saved. They figured out what they could afford and they made a move. Now here's the honest part. Every one of these scenarios is going to look slightly different depending on your credit score, your debt load, whether you're getting a gift for the down payment, and which loan program you use. That's why the first call you make should be to a lender, not to search Zillow for hours convincing yourself you can't afford anything. Greg Heel at Voyage and Ethan Brooks at Fairway are both people that I send my own clients to. They'll give you a straight answer, not a sales pitch. Link to both of them is in the description below. If you're thinking about buying in Milwaukee and Waukesha County or anywhere in the surrounding suburbs, reach out. I'm happy to have a real conversation about what's realistic for your situation with no pressure, just honest information. And if you're still figuring out the process, how offers work, what happens after you go under contract, what closing actually costs, I've got some videos covering all that right here on this channel. Start there, get informed, and let's talk. As always, thank you so much for watching. And remember, whatever move you make next, make sure it's a smart one. I'll see you next week.